Hi, first graders. The book that I'm going to read to you today is called Amanda Bean's Amazing Dream. And this is another mathematical story written by Cindy Neuschwander, and the pictures are by Liza Woodruff. And there are also math activities in here by Marilyn Burns. So I like this book because it is a fictional story about a girl named Amanda having a dream, but there's math involved too. So you know me, I love reading about math. Amanda Bean's Amazing Dream. It has some rhyming in there too. I am Amanda Bean and I love math. I know all about counting. I am very good at it. I can count by ones, twos, fives, and tens. I can add up anything. The kids at school call me Bean Counter. Hey, what are you counting, Bean Counter? They yell. Anything and everything, I yell back. I just like to know how many. I count every day, even when I'm on my way home from school. Who agrees with that? Everything that you see, you count. Raise your hand. I love counting things too. Now we're learning about multiplying. I understand many things about multiplying. I know that it's like adding a lot of things quickly. This is good. I know about the multiplication sign X times. It means that things come in groups or rows or columns. This is also good. So look at, she sees things in groups. You can count these. That's multiplication, guys. What I do not know are my multiplication facts. My teacher says it's important to learn these. I'm not sure. I think I can just keep counting. I tell my teacher this. He agrees, but he says counting is a long way to find the same answer. So you could count all of those, but once you know how to do multiplication, you can count faster. I think about things like this when I get home. I think about this as I eat a snack. I look at the countertop tiles. The countertop, I say. I must count the tiles. I notice that there are 12 columns of tiles. There are 12 tiles in each column. It's a long time before I count all 144 of them. I am Amanda Bean and I like to work quickly. Maybe multiplying would be faster. I walk to the library to check out a book. One bookcase has 7 shelves and 9 books on each shelf. I'm Amanda Bean and I count anything and everything. I start counting. I finally figure out that there are 63 books in the bookcase. I'm happy to know this, but now the library is closed. It is too late for me to look for a book. Maybe I should learn to multiply. Maybe it would make counting easier. So instead of counting all the books, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you know how many rows there are and how many are in each, you can multiply. I am still thinking about this when I go to bed. I'm very tired, but my mind will just not quit thinking about numbers. Once I could not sleep. My mother told me to count sheep. I stayed awake all night counting them. The next morning I had 6,727 sheep in my head. I do not think counting sheep is for me. Raise your hand if you've ever counted sheep. You're supposed to count the sheep and then it makes you fall asleep, but just keep counting sheep all night if you like math. Tonight, I will think about riding my bike. This is simple. There are only 2 wheels, 2 pedals, 1 seat, and one of me. I will imagine a quiet ride in the country. I whisper to myself, I can see the rolling hills, the big trees, the green grass. This is relaxing, I say, as I begin to nod off. I'm pedaling along a quiet back road. The sun is shining. A gentle breeze is brushing against my face. This is relaxing. What do you think about to help you fall asleep? Then I noticed something. It looks like 8 bicycles with sheep on them. How many wheels is that, I wonder? I start counting, but the sheep whiz by so fast. I can't count all the bicycle wheels. Wait, I yell. I'm Amanda Bean, and I count anything and everything. Uh-oh. She could count by twos, maybe? Like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. You know how to count? I decide to follow them. I have to know how many wheels have rolled by me. Then I wonder, how many legs do the sheep have altogether? Each one has 4. Now you'd have to count by fours. She cannot stop thinking about math and numbers. Oh no. Now I really must catch up with those woolies on wheels. I really must know how many. I pump harder. I breathe harder. Up the hill they go. Up the hill I go. Around the bend they go. Around the bend I go. Uh-oh, what do you think is going to happen? Make a prediction. She's going crazy trying to follow sheep. Is this a bad dream? Is she going to wake up? Let's see. The sheep stop at a barn and get off their bikes. I get off my bike too. I do not stop to count the wheels. I follow the sheep. They go into the barn. I go in too. They reach into their fleecy pockets. Each sheep pulls out 5 balls of yarn. Oh no, I cry. Now I must count the yarn too. I'm Amanda Bean, and I count anything and everything. First it was wheels, then it was legs, now it's balls of yarn. Well, they each have 5. Can you count by fives? That's multiplication. Each group has 5. I cannot believe my eyes of what I see next. 7 grandmas come marching in with 2 knitting needles each. They take the yarn from the sheep and start knitting sweaters. This dream is getting too crazy. Now I must add knitting needles to my list of things to count, and each sweater has 2 arms. Should I count them too? Oh my goodness. They each have 2 needles, so she could count by twos. And then each sweater has 2 arms. Oh my gosh. She keeps thinking of things to count. The grandmas start wrapping all the sweaters around me. Stop! I tell them. How can I count all of the arms and all of the sweaters and all of the knitting needles and all of the balls of yarn and all the sheep's legs and all the bicycle wheels if I am all wrapped up? Multiply, says the sheep. Multiply. Multiply, 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 chant the grandmas. Multiply? I ask. I am Amanda Bean and I count anything and everything I say. Multiply is counting, say the grandmas. It's just a fast way of counting. Yeah, agree the sheep. Yeah. I wake up to find my mother wrapping me in her arms. I had an amazing dream, I say. It was a noisy dream, my mother says. Today I will start to learn my multiplication facts. I announce they're important to know if I want to find out how many things, and I need to know it fast. My mother agrees. I'm Amanda Bean. I still love knowing how many, but now I multiply anything and everything, and I never count sheep. So look at the multiplication. You do how many sheep there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 sheep times 2 wheels. What is 5 times 2? Count by twos. 5 times 2 equals 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 5 times 2 equals 10. That's how you multiply. And then there's a whole bunch of ways you can do multiplication and putting things in groups and counting if you want to keep practicing. So if you know how to count or skip count or even do a bunch of addition, you're actually doing multiplication. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this fictional story, but all of the information about counting and finding groups to multiply is true. So have a good day, guys. We will be doing multiplication probably more in second grade, but it's good for you to know. Bye!